pops up, feel free to shoot. Let's see. Because I did this session entirely because some people had questions on how to use Tradovate or on some particular aspects. That's why I did so. I thought of like having a live session.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was looking forward for. So we can get more experience on
Mm-hmm.
future.
Okay. So
Order
tell me, sir,
filled.
what questions you may have for me.
About the
Uh,
bracket orders, they're kind of confusing to me.
Bracket orders, okay. How do you set your bracket orders, brother? Tell me that first.
Yeah, I've never even set it them up because it's just confusing.
Okay.
Actually, I was through your training video, and I see you have a bracket order over there.
Yeah. So if you want to set bracket orders, this is the place where you go. Okay. This will. Once you click on that, it gives you multiple options. You can set it in the dollar value. You can set in per ticks. I don't know what delta price is. Okay. And then you basically name it. You just add the plus and you basically go on about it. Okay. You can create,
We cannot see the screen, Moin. We are seeing the Discord.
you're seeing the Discord.
Yeah, we're seeing the Discord.
Sorry about that, guys. Let me switch screens. Change stream. What about now? What you see?
Still the Discord. Oh, I can see the shadow right now.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right. So when you go in here, we should have taken profits on a 5 pointer here. Typically, if I was trading NQ, I would have taken it, but I said a long one. Let's see. So typically what you do is you go over here, ATM. Okay. Click on that. It opens up. Then you basically click the plus to set a new ATM order. Okay. Once you do that, then you have the option. Then basically it will give you the option to name. Like if I wanted to create a new one, all I'll do is click, set a name, and then go ahead about it. Okay. After that, you have the option to set it in terms of tick values or in terms of dollar values. Okay. I prefer to set it in terms of ticks because futures trades on ticks. Okay, so that is basically more comforting for me. I'll set it based on that. And then you have the option basically to take profit or set only stop loss. Mine is a combined bracket order, which basically combines both the take profit and the stop loss. So once you do that, you will have both of these coming up. Okay, what I do typically, my take profit is like 5 points and my stop loss is like 10 points. Sorry guys, give me just 1 second. I'm gonna push my stop loss up, so whatever happens on this trade will get out with 10 bucks. Okay, come on. You're almost there. Hit me up. If you are trading NQ, okay, that's only a $200 trade, but we'll take 20 bucks. It is what it is. And gradually what I do is once it's up significantly, I will keep on moving my stop loss up. If it takes me out, it takes
Stop
me out.
filled.
Okay, that was a 6 point trade. I took it from 90 up to here. So this will ultimately fill out. Okay, but it's better always to lock profits than to basically get nothing. We can always take another entry. Okay, so that's how you basically set it. Okay, and then you just save it. And the moment basically you say, like, the moment I will set a order in my chart, this is the reason I love Tradovate. The moment basically I set an order in my chart, my bracket orders kick into profit. See, this is the profit taker, this is the stop loss. Even now, I have the full liberty to keep on moving these things up or down, even before the order is filled, so that I can basically manage my risk or manage my capacity on a position. Okay, like I said at 5 ticks, which was starting here, 93. But if I want, I can basically just go for a 2 point profit taker here. Does it make sense? And clears your confusion a little bit, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Order filled.
You could
Say,
also mark. You could also mark it, and then like at the top, the buy market buy bid. Um, sometimes like if you're in
Yes,
the
right?
midst of a move, like early in
Mm-hmm.
the morning when there's some news, you're just trying to get in really quickly. Um, I'm assuming this is a eval. So if you press buy market up there at the top left, like you don't have to like actually do that. You could
Do
just buy
anything.
market
Yeah,
at
but
the
I
top
always
right
prefer limit
next.
orders because sometimes you get terrible
Yeah, well, or
deals.
buy bid. It doesn't matter. Buy bid, buy market, buy whatever.
Yep,
Either way, when you do it,
we'll
the
get to
Order
that
bracket
later.
filled.
order also the bracket order also
I'll just
pops
show
up.
you guys right now. Like if I did a buy bid right now, come on, come down a little bit so I can show it. Come on, I don't want to buy at the top. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Yep. See, the moment I press
Order
that buy
filled.
bid, I got filled here. Okay, and my bracket orders are also kicking in. This one, very unlike this move, I'll make money on this trade.
Yeah, usually
You can't call
Order
anyone,
whenever
right,
filled.
Smooth? Because the White House
no.
is closed right now.
Who said? Not joking.
Oh man, come on.
Usually when anytime I ever say like I market buy or sell, I usually trade on TradingView. But like if I market buy and market sell, I usually do it on Tradovate because it has a stop loss and take profit
Why in trading view we
automatically.
don't
You
get
can't
that?
do that.
In trading
Yeah,
view we
you
don't
don't
get
get
that?
bracket. You can't do bracket orders. No,
I thought in
you could
trading
set
view
it
you
up.
can.
You could no, you could set it up, but it doesn't happen automatically.
Okay,
Moin, I have a
You-
question.
And you
go
don't have
ahead.
trailing either.
Okay.
How do I know you going long or you going short?
Well, if I am pressing this here below the current price is this, correct? If I'm pressing below, see that's my 100, man, where I originally targeted. It will always be a buy. I'm going long. It's green. Now, if I want to short this, extremely bad move, I'll take it here. I'll press sell, right? Above the price. Basically, it will give me this
Uh,
option. Okay, and see it becomes red. So whenever you're clicking, automatically it basically adjusts. Okay, whether you want to buy or basically if you want to have a level that if this level breaks, sometimes I trade with this as well, that if this level breaks, automatically I will be in a short position because sometimes you have flushing candles. Okay, the moment this flushes, basically it will flush for a short while. So you have this because honestly speaking, if this level breaks, we're looking at this. Makes sense.
okay. Yeah, makes sense.
This was a
And
very nice stop loss trades move. You saw it, right? And then freaked out, coming back down. We'll go back up again. We're not done yet with the move up. Okay, Kamran, tell me what other questions you had, brother.
so you trading this on 1 minute, and what EMA are you
Same.
using?
I never change. Here,
I
I
see
have very
only
few
three.
EMAs because I don't use Tradovate for charting. I use TradingView for charting. What you guys are not seeing on the other screen, I have Tradovate open. Sorry, TradingView open. Here, I'm just trading. Here, I have only the 5, 9, and the 20. I don't have anything else.
5, 9, and 1.
With NQ, I often use 5 because NQ moves very fast.
And what about the micro? If we do, you still
Same.
recommend using
It's
the
the
5?
same chart. If you are starting out, always use MNQ. Like I'm showing you guys on a demo, it's a eval account, right? I really don't care. Okay, still I don't want to lose money. I'll show it to you guys on MNQ because my full attention is not there. Okay, like if I was trading NQ, I would do exactly the same settings and it's the same chart. There's no difference between a micro and a mini chart. It's absolute same. But what you will notice is the reason I would not do it, the spreads are much wider on NQ at this time of the night versus MNQ is pretty much just 2 ticks. That's it. With NQ, you often get like 6 ticks.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. If you're practicing, if you're new to this, please, please, please use one of the
Order filled.
minis. Okay. Minis or micros? Micros.
Micros, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you have a good idea of what you are doing, feel free to use like one of the bigger boys. Okay, if you can't manage one of the bigger boys, smaller boys, you can manage a big boy. Plain and simple. Okay.
Okay, time for practice.
Yep. There is absolutely no substitute to that.
Thank you, Moin.
Okay. You got your thing, Kamran bhai. Who else is next?
Thank you.
Tell me anyone else. If you have questions, queries, anything on Tradovate, on futures, feel free to shoot. Smooth, you wanna add something to what I mentioned?
Can we do this on a trial version, like the way you are trading right now?
Absolutely. I always
Okay,
say that
thank
open
you.
a Tradovate for 2 weeks, use a dummy email
Yeah.
ID, open trade, they give you Tradovate for 2 weeks, use it. After that, use another dummy email. After you run out of dummy emails, use your wife's one. Go for it.
Yeah, I just downloaded the app and I
Yep.
was looking at your training video too that you posted in the Discord
I don't trade
the
from the
15-minute
phone.
video.
Honestly, I suck at trading from the phone on anything. But I think Geo trades from
Order
the
filled.
phone a lot. If you have guys have questions, you can always ask Geo about that. And Smoke, by the way,
Order
Geo
filled.
is back.
Yeah, I
Yep.
noticed. Brandon also trades from on the phone. He
Brandon
only
is
trades on his phone, I'm sure.
okay.
Yeah.
He trades while he's driving, man. That's so risky. And now he has a child
Well,
as well.
not he doesn't not technically. His job is a delivery driver. Like he does
Exactly.
deliveries.
Sometimes he
So
drives and
when
he's trading, which is so freaking risky,
no
man.
no, he doesn't drive like trade. He drives between his downtime,
I hope
which
so.
is a like a lot between the rides.
I hope so. Okay, because now he has a child
I
as
know
well
the
to
job
take
he
care.
I know the job he does. There's quite a bit of downtime between calls. It's not like back to back calls.
Okay. I hope for his sake that he's good. Ah,
I
I'm a
can't
good
trade
man
from the
living on
phone,
like
man.
this. Okay. Anyone else? If you have questions, feel free to shoot.
I'm so upset. I've been looking forward to this meeting all day and I couldn't find it. And this
Well, I
is
ran 30 minutes late. My apologies for that.
okay.
Okay.
So you've only been on for about 25 minutes.
Yeah, even less than that. I think I'd start after 8:30.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Phew.
been on for like 15 minutes. You didn't
Okay,
really miss too
great.
much.
Okay,
I don't know what
great.
Yeah.
time you joined. What did you see?
I just joined like at 7:45 and I thought, "Oh my word, I kept looking at my phone and I couldn't find it and I thought I missed the whole thing." So,
No, no, I'm
okay.
recording it as well.
So,
No worries.
okay. Okay. All right. So, what I look at the 5 minute chart as well as the 1 minute
Mm-hmm.
chart, and I look at I'm looking at Webull, soon to go to Trading View, because of your great indicators, but and I look at the 5 MA
Mm-hmm.
and I play around with that, and I did not get how you short um, and how you go long. So when I watched the indicators today, I did pretty good. I
It's
I
time
ended
to
up in the
cut
green
this
today, so I'm
break.
excited. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I widened my ticks and I did 2 contracts,
Mm-hmm.
and I did well today.
Great. Okay.
But so tell me, so when you're looking at, oh, look at this.
Mm-hmm. That's why I want to
W-
cut this
w-
trade. Just was not fast enough. Go on. It's okay.
okay,
This is
so
called
you're
adding to a loser, which I'm really good at. Yep.
okay. Now, where did you add? Way down where the green is?
Yep. Right here, I want to add two more contracts and then let's see what happens. I should have got this trade. Okay. But anyway, Beverly, go on. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, so you added, I don't know how this is working.
What do you mean? I didn't add yet. I have the order to add.
Oh, I see. You have a limit order to
Yep.
add.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which I'm hoping there would be a slight bounce here. I would be able to salvage the trade, but very, very unlikely. Okay. So go on.
Okay, so you clicked on the right side and you added two. How did you do the two? Did you
Right here on the top, basically, you can either type the number of contracts you want to
Oh,
do.
okay, up there, up at the
All
top.
right.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
basically, you can use the drop down. They have some preset numbers here.
Okay. Okay.
Either
Okay.
works. Okay. Go on. What else? Tell
Okay.
me.
Okay. And likewise,
Sorry. Are you saying
you're
something? Yeah. Go on.
no, I'm just watching this trade with you. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cut it. Okay. Most probably it's gonna flush here. The most logical decision is basically to cut this here and reverse the trade and then take it to the other side. Okay. Trying to salvage the trade here, like I said, most likely it's not gonna work. Okay. Let's just cut it and get out and recover our money because salvaging seems to be like a very bad idea here. Okay. Go on. So if your
You're
trade
gonna
doesn't work,
go ahead. Tell me what you're gonna do. You're gonna cut it? How
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
cut
cut
it.
it? You're gonna just
I'm
exit
just gonna
out?
drag it. That's it. Okay. Like I'm just gonna drag. This was my profit taker for it, which basically is right now
Order filled.
is my stop loss basically should be triggering. But let us see. Like I said, it's always a bad idea to add to a loser. And here, this is the final add. If this fails, this is a dud. Go on, madam. Talk to me.
I'm trying to understand what you're doing. I came in late. I'm sorry. Maybe
No, no, no.
everybody
I
else
took a
gets
bad
it.
trade, which was a bad long position, which I am
Okay,
basically
a
trying to
long.
salvage here. Okay, see like if I can
Order
salvage.
filled.
Okay,
Okay, so you got the two in. Okay.
yeah, I salvaged it barely. Okay, now if this thing basically again goes above this level, starts closing above this level, only then I'll go into a long position. Otherwise, I'm not very interested. Because if you're looking at a 5 minute chart right now, you can see we left a very nice fair value gap to the downside, which I want to utilize.
Okay.
Okay, now see, right now it's 7. Your question was how I trade the contract size. I'll go back to 1 now. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to put it up here, slightly up here. Okay, and I'm going to wait.
Order filled.
Smooth, you're making those calls, yeah? It's pretty nice moves. Okay.
Money. I
Usually,
uh I didn't make any calls, man. I didn't make any. Were you winning before I joined?
hmm, I'll stop trading whenever you join. I'll trade on paper accounts. Anyway, jokes apart. Okay, right now, if I want to short again, come run your question, right? If I want to short, I'll click
Yeah.
here. I will add one more position. Okay, so this is ready. Like if this goes up, this is where basically I'll be shorting again. This candle was very, very, very unexpected. But then again, it's on me. It's gonna be quite a fun ride here. Let's watch. Because if we take out this and this doesn't become a resistance again, then most likely we are gonna take out this high, which doesn't look good. Okay, so that's the problem with like trading
Order filled.
NQ. You will have like really wide moves. Right now, literally, I don't have anything before 127 to stop if this keeps on going up. Looks like I'm the salvage guy tonight. Okay, but
This is a good one, Moin. This is a real good one.
what happened, Sean?
It's a good trade right here, man.
Yep, it is a good. This was a perfect long trade the moment it broke. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I'm in it all along.
nice. Because if it keeps on going, you don't have anything to stop it before 127-ish.
Not a thing.
Okay, so let us see what happens. All right. Beverly, did you understand basically how you go short and how you go long?
Right, right. So you're in a short trade now, right?
Correct? Because see, here it shows -2. That means I'm in a short position right now. Not a bad idea. Okay. So what else questions you have? Tell me, madam. Or anyone else. Feel free to shoot.
So what's your I know Smooth has a ridiculous margin, 10 ticks or whatever it is. What is it, 10 ticks, Smooth?
Nope, mine is
Um,
basically 20 and
well,
40.
10 ticks is not that bad. It's actually I
It is
shrunk it,
trading
but
ES, right? I trade NQ, so I
yeah,
have to give more
on
space.
ES. And when I trade NQ, it's 50 ticks, which is you would consider pretty ridiculous. But I only do one trade, so
Oh, okay.
Yep,
So,
yeah, I do max three trades on my accounts. So usually the first I do one if it's good, don't care how much it is. I stop there. If it is like a break even, I'll take a second one. If it's a loser, I'll take a second one. And then the third one usually is depends on like the occasion, but usually 1 to 2 trades and then I'm done for the day.
okay, but you do trend lines. You don't do
No, I
um
just like right like see how Moen was in a short when it started to push up. The moment
yeah.
it pulled back, I would have went long there and aimed for the previous high, and that was what 20,105. That would have been my trade. There's no I don't use any technicals when it comes to like the futures. I literally just chase the momentum because I want
Order
to get
filled.
the ticks in and out quickly. The only time I'll ever like look something structurally is if I plan on doing like a long term, like a longer term one, which I do occasionally do. Where I'll buy low or sell high or something, and I'll let it have a trailing stop loss until my take profit, and I'll just go off and do something else and let it either close itself in profit or close at a loss. But typically, I just follow the momentum, try to squeeze as much as possible.
Order filled.
let's go. Hope I finally got a 5 pointer. Let's see. Come on. Move up. Before you joined Smooth, before you started making calls, I literally took a 7 point trade, 6 point trade.
6 point like
Only 6 points.
points.
Six
Okay.
points. 24 ticks.
Yeah. Wow. Look at you. On
before you
ES?
joined, before you kept on calling your
Order
friends.
filled.
Now I took finally a 5 pointer, my favorite one. Your momentum is
But
so
yeah, I used to
fast.
trade like trend, like I still do trade trend lines for sure, like especially with my options and stuff. But my futures, I used to trade trend lines a lot.
That's a lot.
And then I figured out, I guess what works for me. I'm a momentum based trader,
He
so
wants to sleep.
my fu- my futures trades would usually be like the first 10 minutes or the last 10 minutes a day, and then I don't usually trade in between.
So nice. And I suck
I
at
have
trading those
yet
two
to,
times.
yeah, yeah, I have yet to catch the morning trade. I have yet to catch it. I don't know what I am doing there. Um, so tomorrow morning we are looking at whatever we're looking at, and I am sitting here like right on the dot, and I don't know what I'm doing
Tomorrow, best option is not to trade. Tell me why, Beverly.
because of the volatility.
Yes, but why? For
No.
what?
Because of Powell's meeting tomorrow.
Exactly. Only Smooth knows what he gave the instruction to Powell, but what I know is like it's gonna be literally a nightmare. And if you're trading,
So
try to finish by 10 or 11 max.
Right, but so first thing in the morning, the time opens, and how do you know which way to go?
I don't. That's why I don't trade the first 10 to 15 minutes. Even when I was live today, you guys saw. I was just sitting back. Me and Usman were sitting back. Smooth is much savvier. He basically does it very well. Okay, but for me, it's beyond my capabilities. Smooth, you wanna share?
um so in the morning,
Yes.
what I do is here. Give me a second. I don't have anything up here.
You gonna share your screen?
Or if you I could, or if you want, it doesn't matter either way.
You
If you could
share?
just pull your
You
trading
share.
view over,
No
that would
worries.
be
You share.
easier.
You share. I'll pull that screen on the Discord so that we can keep recording it.
Oh,
Go
okay, okay.
ahead.
Yeah, keep it on the same recording. Gotcha.
Yeah. Let me know when you are ready.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. So let's do yes. All right. So what I do in the morning, I don't use this on yes. Okay. So in the mornings, what I do is
Is it finished or
I
no?
mentioned this
What?
many
Kek şeş
times,
neki şeşti.
and I continue to use it. So this is 5 a.m. and this is 9 a.m. right here.
Mhm.
Oh my god, this cake is.
And I will plot a few things out here. So what I'll do is I'll look for the swing high. I'll look for the swing high here. It's right here. I look for the low. I don't go for these low. I want to see a low where it bounced multiple times.
Order
So I have a
filled.
low here. These are just rough sketches. It doesn't have to be perfect
Order
in the
filled.
morning because most of the liquidity is during the hours here. So the lines that you or your levels during market hours are going to be more significant. And especially your levels during like the 3 a.m., like midnight to like 3 or 4 a.m., like this time frame. Before 5 is also pretty decent levels. And then after that is pretty decent levels. These are usually this is like the settlement point where you getting a lot of volume start to pick up. So I usually just do that. And then like I said earlier morning, this is
Smooth,
actually
these
the
are
trade that I
Eastern
took this
times, right?
morning.
Just for the record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eastern times, yeah, 5 o'clock, 5 to 9. I just plot out those levels alone. So right here we had a push retest off of the rejection here, and it pushed straight through, retest and failed. again, a rejection here. Then eventually it broke right through it, supported, continued. And then again, when it got here, struggled and then went down. So that's where this level is going to be. And it's where we have continued rejection here. So that's where I got, this was my major level this morning. Um, and then this was my secondary level. So we opened up underneath here. I just waited for us to break through this level here specifically. This is actually the trade that I took right here. I didn't get in perfectly. I would say I got in right here. This candle, although it wicked, it actually was like a just like this one, a straight body candle right through it. So it broke through that resistance with confidence. I waited for a retest. I ended up getting in somewhere here, and I closed my trade here, and I was done for the day. So I got in right
Order
here,
filled.
and I got out right here. So if you look at those levels here, so I just plotted those levels as you've seen. I only looked at this time frame from
Order
5 to
filled.
9, and the resistance was here. The follow through was here, and this was the previous support. So I wanted to see some candles over it. I didn't want to do that as my initial because if this was support, once we broke over that previous support, we needed to bring out these swing. We needed to retest these swing highs. So yeah, and then that's I literally just waited for this break here out of
I see. I see. Okay.
that's literally all I did. I traded this swing out here, and then earlier in the morning, on my other account, my eval that I was taking, I took this short all the way down to like here. I didn't take the whole
Wow.
move. I
Order
took it to
filled.
here. So once it broke underneath, I got in on this candle here that closed underneath it off of the retest and failure. And then once I saw this candle break straight through this previous support that I had before, I held my contract, and then I closed right here, actually, somewhere right here, because it looks like a nice red candle down, but it actually like pushed down hard, then stopped here, then flushed, and then chopped around that you have here. So it didn't actually, it wasn't like that solid green. And then I got out. And then my second trade of the day on the same eval was the break right here, breakthrough with confidence. And then my target was the previous swing highs, which was here. And that was my second trade of the day. So
Okay.
I was trading an eval. So these numbers here are highly inflated because I traded with much larger contract size than I normally do. So these two trades was able for me to pass my account, but I traded with like a pretty large size. I went in with like 4 contracts each time, so it's kind of very risky.
Okay.
And then I was actually I'm lying. So I was I think like 500 away from passing, and I proceeded to lose like a bunch in this chop here, this chop here, and then right here is when I think one of these pushes here is when I officially
Order
passed.
filled.
But I had like lost money here, lost money here, and then I guess when when you rush to try to pass, stuff like that happens. But that's pretty much what I do. Your major thing is just your 5 to 9. Utilize that pretty well. That's pretty much this is like the most, I think, the most significant time, because what you have here is your Asia times. So the Asia time is like between like 8 to 12 or 1, we'll say, around this time. So your Asia time is this section of the day. And this area does 2 things. First, it will be either your overhead supply or your resistance. So your major resistance is up above, or it'll be your major support below. So Asia either will be the high at open, or it would be the low at open. Very rarely is it flat. I've only seen that a couple times. But very rarely is it flat. The Asia will be either the high or the low for the open. And then London time is right on 3 o'clock, I believe it opens. So from
3 or 2?
3, probably 2, I think, because there's an hour in between.
Hmm.
So yeah, it has to be 2 because 1 o'clock to that little break time between is a transition period.
And I think those guys go
So
for
yeah,
lunch
so
also.
yeah, so 2 to 5 is usually like a correction or a settlement period here. So um, you usually will see. So in this case, Asia was was breaking down. It tried to make an uptrend. Towards the end, it had a sell off. Then when London came in, they tried to retest these highs that they were at. I know you're gonna see VWAP here, but pretend like VWAP doesn't exist here, right? So we're basically essentially testing those highs again to see if we can reclaim that trend. To either usually if it broke over, what would happen is we would have an Asia session that kind of or a London session that kind of looked like this, and then most likely would have flushed at open. Um, so if we recaptured the trend here, and then our overhead resistances will be the previous days and New York Stock Exchange, which is a little bit more difficult to trade as far as levels wise going into the open. Uh, what's easier to trade during market hours is these London and Asia sessions as opposed to using these as resistances. Because let's say we are in a drop here, like a resistance at this level here causes pretty steep pushes down. Just so happens it still captured the Asia highs here. But if we had recovered and chopped around here, it would have been a much harder open because then we would have to worry about having enough volume and confidence to go through the New York resistances and supports, which is not an easy feat. It's usually easier to gain the confidence from the Asia and the London session. But anyways, so we have the overnight Asia session being the highs, and either two things will happen: either we'll try to recapture that trend, um, or we retest that trend and fall off, creating a new low. So in this case, we created a new low. And then from 5 to 9 here, usually there's nothing much that happens. It's very choppy here, 5 to 9. If you notice the 5 to 9 region here, it's the consolidation period, right? Five to
Order
nine.
filled.
Again, I guess this was some news related, but it was still in the
Order
upper bounds.
filled.
It's very choppy, right? It pushes up, but even if I zoomed in a little bit more, you'll see that it's really choppy on that push up. So you notice that 5 to 9 area is a lot of consolidation. The thing with consolidation is it allows for large like volume valued areas. I would say it's a mouthful there, but so there's a lot of volume in this 5 to 9 region because now you have um one Asia positions being put in a little bit. I mean, not Asia. London positions be stepping in heavily. So we have what the penny stock market starts to come in. London is starting to feel more comfortable. They're heavier in their positions. It's mid morning for them. And then you have your New York Stock Exchange where the penny stock traders are coming in. And a lot of the times, penny stock traders also coincide with like future traders. They wake up around the same time. They probably watch the same news. So they're all prepared and ready. And then
Does
that's when you
never
start
sleep.
seeing like, that's when you start seeing a lot of volume start to come in the market. So, and you can kind of just see it from the chart here, right? You can barely see the volume bars. And then from 5 to 9, you can see it a little bit here. And then
Yeah,
from 7 to 9, you see it even more.
yeah, yeah.
So these areas, these supports and resistances are going to be pretty key points as far as the open because we have enough volume coming through. So, for example, like a breakthrough
Order
here,
filled.
right? Um, let's say like earlier, I don't know, like here, right? We had a
Order
breakthrough just
filled.
before open. There wasn't that much strength or confidence over it, but on the New York Open, once we broke a resistance, buyers stepped in heavy. Once we struggled at a resistance, buyers stepped in heavy. Once we're breaking resistance, we're going through, and um, we're not just stopping at resistance, we're pushing directly through it. And every time we do that, we just get increasing volume and large body candles, right? And even with our Asia, or not Asia highs, but our pre-market highs, we sat there for a bit, right? So if you notice, no one was trying to short here. You see a lot of long upper body wicks, meaning
Yeah,
there's a lot of buyers being, I would say, scared um, to um, to hold their positions, right? Because they're starting to. There's not any new buyers stepping in. I don't know if you guys remember this morning. I had mentioned that, right? So before we ended the live,
right,
I said there
right,
was
right,
no new buyers stepping
right,
in,
right, right,
but
right.
they were defending this line here. What were they defending? They were defending these overnight swing, this over pre-market swing high, right? Between the 5 to 9. This is your major volume node here, your major volume
uh,
area. So it was defending in that for quite some time here. Um, once we once we
ah,
had some news that stepped in, I'm guessing around this time, or just buyers in general just stepped in and we pushed through. Once again, when we got to the resistance, we didn't. That's why I always stress like, don't look at supports and resistances as like a end all be all, like a line and a wall that price can't cross. You want to have them much more dynamic. So for example, you want to enter a long, not when we start to like retest and break like this into resistance. You're like, oh my god, it's gonna break through. You might get lucky a few times, but sooner or later you're gonna realize that that's not gonna work out for you. What you want to see is a breakthrough resistance cleanly, like it should go through it like butter, and then the retest and reclaim that area is what's going to push you up, and you're going to feel comfortable because not only did we break the resistance, but we started to support over it, as opposed to um, where we kind of chop here underneath resistance, break above, and then just flush right through. That's a lot of times what happens here, and it's not even that drastic of a break above. It's like a struggle here, slight look above, and then it just flushes right through. And it's not necessarily a break of resistance. So you want to look at them as dynamic levels. But long story short, 5 to 9 is the major thing that I look at in the
That was
morning, and
oh,
that's
nice.
thank
what
you
I
so
trade.
much.
Yep,
Yes, thank you so much. That's very helpful.
that's a nice one. I have a question. Would you guys like us to go live one day during the night to trade futures? How many of you would be
During the
interested?
night, as in, like, what time during the night? What do you mean
Maybe
during the night?
8:30ish.
Yeah, like
Oh,
8:30.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, yes,
let's plan
yes,
something
yes.
so
Yeah, that would be great.
tomorrow.
Of
Yeah.
Yeah,
course.
okay. So I think we have a good
I
crowd
don't think
here.
I don't think we schedule one, but we definitely
Yeah,
will put a
Southern
poll
Belle
during the
said yes,
day.
please.
yeah.
Um,
Talk to Osman
like if
tomorrow.
if I'm free and or Moen's free and we're all free or whoever's free, we'll put out a poll that day, right? So like if I'm free at 8:30, I'll put out a poll like, hey, anybody
Okay,
want to trade futures tonight? Get more yeses than
Let's try
nos.
for a
Then
scheduled one, bro. One day of the week, let's try for a scheduled one. Talk to Osman tomorrow, see his view. Okay, and try to work out something. But you have to do the levels tomorrow, by the way.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's there.
okay. All
Let
right.
me run away. All right, I'll stop the recording here. And thanks everyone for
Yeah, well,
joining. I'll
Oh,
send it
yes.
to you.
Thank